Hey, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Khan over coming to you with a big match. Today, it's Company of Heroes 2, and we're going for the big winner here. It's a 3v3. We have ourselves, I think it's two Wehrmacht players set up, and an OKW player, excuse me, set up against one Brit and a couple of Soviets over here. So let's get right to it by picking on, well, picking off, just kind of talking about who's actually playing this particular match. Over here, spawning to the north, we have a very appropriately Soviet name. I wish I could tell you what it is. He's playing as the Partisans, though already we do see that. UKF player over here, Skull Ashtray 760. He is going to be bringing Advanced Emplacement Regiment to the fray, and their final companion, Don Brasco, is again playing Soviets. He's got Special Rifle Company all up already. Not sure. Okay, that's why it's toggling players. There we go. He's got Lend-Lease Tactics, Armored Assault Tactics, and Mechanized Support. Down here for the German side, we have Cockatoo Apple. Cockatoo Apple has got Encirclement, Spearhead, and Elite Troops Doctrine. Coming up here, he's got Make or Meki or something like that. He's got Jaeger Infantry, Spearhead, and Elite Troops as well. So we could see a couple of Tiger Races. And finally here, plenty OKW forces, it's Derek Evan. He's got Fortifications, Elite Armored, and Breakthrough. So I don't know exactly what the story of this map is. It might just be that, you know, the Oberkommand of West and some Brits just happen to sneak around over here to the eastern side of the world, start helping out each of their respective sides, the Wehrmacht against the Soviets. But nevertheless, there is just going to be a huge amount of just action going on here. The map itself is Montage's region, which is something you never really ever see, mostly because you never really get to see 3v3. So I thought, you know, like I said, I'd give you guys something a little bit different. Cool thing about this world is that it has a vehicle repair facility. Not something that you actually ever really see. You capture that, and suddenly all your vehicles look pretty freaking repaired to me. Don Brasco is opening up. He's got himself some Peanut Battalion troops. Let's see if his brethren are doing anything else in particular. No, we're seeing a rushed Bren coming out of Skull Ashtray, and our Soviet players are also actually going for Special Rifle Company. And with those Partisans, it's a little confusing why he's deciding to do that. Although for the Germans, we are also going to see a very standard opening out of, oh my gosh, what's his name? Cockatoo Apple. And oh my, there's a little bit of action going on. Oh jeez, there's just action in every direction, guys. We're gonna be missing a whole lot of this. I'm sorry about that already. We already have 5 VPs on this map, so it's a 3-2 cap already. It's gonna be a 3-2 cap already in favor of the Germans, and just crazy amounts of machine gun fire already being thrown out. Make is got 2 MG42s. One's bolting for the hills. The other one's just kind of hanging out and pinning down some of these Soviets, and just keep a weather eye onto that mini-map, because just it's going to be, you know, craziness from the word go. Whew. Awesome. So we are going to see, instead that Derek Evans is going to get forced back, his Volksgrans are going to get outshot by all this huge amounts of Soviet forces. And unfortunately, one of these MG42s decides that he's going to take a break, take a quick breather. All crewmen die and leave it out on the map. So the UKF is probably going to pick up themselves a very solid early support weapon. And who doesn't like those things? I mean, come on. It's not a Vickers, mind you, but it's pretty sweet nonetheless. The vehicle repair facility. This thing you usually only see with that one Soviet commander, but it is still pretty good. Cockatoo Apple, in the meantime, setting himself up in his nice little compound. He's got Grenadiers in the big factory. He's got Grenadiers outside this one floor building, and he's got the MG42 locking things down. But there's a Soviet scout sniper squad coming in, and I imagine these Grenadiers are going to take some fire right about now. And I don't think these guys are in firing arc for this machine gun. No, they are not. So it's going to be a big issue for the Germans there. In the north, we're going to see that Bren carrier, the Universal Carrier, is facing off against that Kubelwagen, and we know who's going to win that fight right there. That's going to be a pretty quick, bloody thing happening. That Kubelwagen's going to go down. There it goes. So the Germans taking some severe losses early on. A couple of their guys getting suppressed by that capped out machine gun, I'm guessing? Yes, because that capped machine gun. And supportive Soviets with the Peanut Battalion troops, the flamethrower, are going to force the rest back. So Derek Evan kind of like saying, whoa, what's going on here? It's like very much an anti-M, it's a twister kind of moment. Make is not doing too much better. How about Cockatoo Apple? Cockatoo Apple has things fairly well in control. And indeed, he's trying to use his mortar team to start dropping rounds on top of this UKF player here. Definitely a good opportunity. And he's moving up his own troops. He's going to put his guys in the line of fire. These guys are going to get carved to pieces, though, with just all the insane amounts of Allied infantry on the map. But while they are throwing away their lives, supposedly for a good cause, we don't really know at this point, they are up 70 tickets already. I do believe that Cockatoo Apple has, not Cockatoo Apple, excuse me, Derek Evan is bringing in, my guess is going to be a mechanized regiment truck. I'm hoping at this point. I mean, he's pretty much all he's really got to be able to do. We also are going to see the first partisans coming out on the map, and these guys have been deployed, deep. They're deep back here. They were able to kind of pick off one of those squads from Derek Evan. But looks like they're going to pay for their temerity. They're probably going to go down here. Yep, and those guys, those peasants, will be taken out. Penal Battalion troops in the meantime are going to charge forward. It's going to get accosted by pretty much all of Make's troops. And with the support of that flamethrower, yep, can we see a Penal Battalion squad go down as well? Yeah, that goes down too. So, despite having a very, very good early game, our Soviet player is getting carved to pieces now. Penal Battalion troops of the flamethrower getting forced back. And what is going on up here? I see a very, very strange... okay, it's a... What is that? It's a weird thing. Oh, it's a fuel cache. Okay, cool. Another squad up of partisans is getting called in, though. The question is, can they take out this mortar team before it gets far enough away? And the answer to that seems to be no, which is shocking right there. Oh my gosh. So a lot going on here. A lot indeed. Cockatoo Apple has lost his MG. He probably got taken out by that scout sniper squad. Because I don't see anything in the hands of the Soviets. But, okay. We seem to be okay nonetheless. Alright. Take a quick breather now. 500 to 405, 7 minutes into this game. Partisans are sliding forward to pick up this, victory point right here. And shockingly, we're going to see a 222 and a half track coming out from Make. Against the Penal Battalion guys, it's really not too much of an issue early on. Against what could be a very, very easy push to any kind of anti-tank, really. Could be much more negative. This Bofors, for example, is going to carve that 222 to pieces. But after we see advanced emplacements anywhere, that's going to be, obviously where it's going to happen an awful lot for a skull ashtray. What is this thing right here? Oh, counter battery. Oh, jeez, this thing's brutal. All right. And with the addition of that Bofors, we are going to see a decent kind of bastion in place for our allied players. Partisan tank hunters coming out here as well as a bunch of Tommies. Luckily for those vehicles, though, they have that one MG42, which is suppressing 4 squads right now. 4! Brutal stuff happening here. Luckily for the infantry, they're not going to blow up that mine, but that S minefield will be more devastating up here in the north. So I hope those Soviets actually rush forward. It's kind of amusing to me to see that happen. On the south, Cockatoo Apple has decided to go for a WASP upgrade, or more or less a WASP upgrade, flame projectors. So these partisans, which have been kind of owning those support weapon teams, are going to get carved to pieces if they hang around. And it seems like they're foolish enough to do it, but they have stayed around just long enough to get that VP advantage for the Allies. And I am shocked to see that there is still no vehicles for our Allied players. No, it's just infantry right now, which means those light vehicles for the Germans will continue to be quite devastating. But alrighty then. Okay, so this whole Flammenwerfer half-track will not quite devastate the guards that are coming forward. I mean, these guys are pretty beefy. And with those PTRSs, that's going to be a big issue for those light vehicles. And indeed, oh my gosh, more tank hunter partisans are coming out. The 222 might go down. Survive! Survive, my friend! He's going to make it out just barely. This half-track as well is going to make it out. It isn't easy, though. And there's another, oh my gosh, another dropped NG42. We're finally going to start seeing some commanders calling out for the Germans. So elite troops doctrine for Make. Derek Evans going for elite armored. And are we going to see, no, Cockatoo Apple refuses to pick a commander. He does not want to pick a side in this battle, does he? 465 to 401. It is swinging back in the favor of those allies. And with the charge consistently that we're seeing here, I really kind of desperately want to see a late game massive armor scrum. Because right now we're kind of seeing like Star Wars battles where, I say Star Wars battles like episode 2 or so. It kind of drove me crazy because it was like, hey look, we're having a giant fight between droids And the clones, and what's happening, what's the strategy? Oh, they're going to get up in lines and fire at each other. Big stinking deal, that's all we got to see. Disappointing. What we are going to see, though, right now is this army of Volksgrants is acting kind of like those Panzer Grenadiers from the Panzer Elite. They're charging forwards, and they're just dominating this allied troops. Oh my gosh, what's coming out here? Oh, incendiary grenades galore, so a big wall of fire erupts in front of these Tommies, who calmly drift back out of range, but that only allows these P-Grants to kind of come forward as well. And, oh jeez, and now this Flammenwerfer half-track comes forward again. And these Tommies really need to back out of there or else. Just see, oh my gosh. It's like watching the most terrifying like forest fire video ever. P-Grants are getting hammered by these partisans and indeed don't have much left. And if they continue moving back towards their own flames, I think I'm pretty sure they take some friendly fire on that one. No pun intended. But instead we're just going to see that this half-track is probably going to be able to take out this captured MG, and that's going to be lucky for the Germans. They had lost that very, very early on. But one thing they will not be able to do, they will not be able to take out this Bofors for quite a bit of time. And the whole, oh geez, the indirect fire suppression thing is brutal to go against. Let me tell you. Don't see that much anymore though. Okay, no, so it is a free ability. I haven't seen that much recently. It's very, very rare to see Brits run a lot of emplacements these days. In the south, we're going to see, towards a period of relative calm, these combat engineers are coming forward to take out this fuel cache. And basically all these players are floating a fair bit of resources. Fuel in the case of Make, but Cockatoo Apple is floating tons of manpower. I think he just was stalling out for late game and going to get some of those armored vehicles. But where are we in the meantime? We finally see our first vehicle coming out for the Allies, well, other than that Bren carrier. A T-34-76 coming forward, and the Germans don't have a whole lot to fight that. We will see these combat engineers might be able... Oh no, they don't even manage to take out the fuel cache. That's unlucky for them. The T-34-76, well that, my friends, will be a game changer, at least in the immediate position. Probably see these pilots getting forced back. And probably this MG42 as well. This guy's going to get hurt pretty badly here. And the half-track does decide discretion is a better part of valor. He's going to back away. What's going on in the north? Okay, P-Guns are back up and running. The MG42 is back in action. And are we just going to see an MG42 fight? Yes, we are. Captured MG42 against the Germans. And the question really is, will these Tommies and the Flamethrower push their attendant P-Grants away? And my guess is, honestly, probably yes. It's not going to be easy, though. Oh, never mind. Stun grenade. This could be brutal. This could be brutal. And this is. Those Tommies lose a couple bursts of fire, and those P-Grants definitely take advantage of it. Cancels the animation for throwing that grenade, and the P-Grants charge forwards, able to kind of push things back, at least for the time being. But his MG40 is going to back out. Nope, he's going to go down instead, leaving this huge, huge group of Volksgrants to come forward now and to carve these Tommies up. He is going to take some losses, but it may not be enough to really, really panic the German player overly much. But if you look at the map, the T-34-76 is pushing all of those allies around. And, that MG42 throws on the armor-piercing incendiary rounds and butchers that 222. Those things are very much overshadowed an awful lot. You can't have to realize that just extra amounts of damage. Grenadier's going to get out of there just in time. Oh no, never mind. He's going to go down. So losses galore going across the map here. And I appreciate the kid's safe swearing kind of out of the Cockatoo Apple. Thank you so much, thank you so much, sir, is what I meant to say. P-Grants down in the south going to get forced back. Partisans coming right after them, but that T-34-76 really should be more concerned about his long-term viability once we're starting to see those Shreks come onto the field. And indeed, we are going to see PaK-40s being deployed in the north, and that's, nope, still him. I'm going to start seeing some legit... Oh, okay, so now we have Stukosafus. This could be the game changer, ladies and gents. He's got 11 kills already. He's got another barrage waiting to go, too, so I kind of want to see who he's going to fire. If he starts firing at the north, it'd be pretty awesome. But if he runs into this T-34, which he might, because he's not paying attention... Run, Shep! Run for your life! Yeah, if he goes down, ain't nothing going to be happy here. T-34-76 might go down. PaK-40 is just getting shots at its rear armor, and he's just not able to kind of move just in time. Partisans do come out. Oh, but he gets out of that line of fire in just a second or two. Pigrons, in the meantime, coming up here to support against these partisans. And the partisans are great against support weapons, but against close-range assault weapons fire, it is not going to go well. And we see that happen right there. Hoo-wee. Hoo-wee. Where is that Stukas? Come on, Derek, Evan, I want to see another barrage. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish you were a baller. Penal Battalion troops inside this house are going to pour fire literally down on top of those Pigrons, but the Pigrons apparently don't care. They're kind of saying, yo bro, whatever you got, I can take it. Roasting and toasting like crazy. And where is that Stukas barrage going to go? Because now there is starting to get those fireflies out in the field for the Allies. And that will not be a pretty sight, let me tell you. Starting to see a big concentration of German troops to the north. It's starting to be very much a Schwerpunkt kind of idea. And here we go, ladies and germs. Oh my gosh, I see it now. I see the violence inherent in the system. Oh my gosh. Okay, not that much. Only a couple kills. Kind of was hoping for a lot more devastating attacks than that, but alright. I dare say that we saw someone just die. Heard someone just die, actually. Was that Cockatoo Apples? No, it wasn't the Flammenwerfer half-track. And indeed, we're seeing that the Allied armor is pretty much uncontested on this map. 444 to 343. It has been 16 minutes and 35 seconds of jam-packed explosions. That's what I like to see. I don't know. As long as you guys don't mind missing a couple things here and there, I kind of enjoy this, all the action going on here. But this, very, very, oh no. Artillery fire is coming in. This battle group headquarters is really going to get hammered here. And where is that guy right there? He is just setting himself up, and there is the 25-pound barrage. Oh no, and the infantry's moving through it. Guys, get away, swim away. Add in the fact that now there is this whole T-34 barraging, going to start just hammering all this German infantry. And these Shreks are desperately trying to go and fight them off. But I don't know how easy it's going to be. Another T-34-76 has been called in. And what is the response from the Germans? They're going to call in a couple more Stukas. There's still no armor coming in for Mackay. And Derek, okay, Cockatoo Apple has gone for the elite troops doctrine, so we could see a couple of Tiger Aces. And that will be fun for me. Shockingly, the 25-pound barrage doesn't do enough damage to really take anything out. Really thought that's really kind of shocking for me. Really, really shocking, in fact. So shocking that I can't stop saying how shocking it is. Partisan tank hunters apparently have been forward and now getting hammered back. And I thought for half a second that T-34 ran over a Teller mine. I was like, oh bro, that is like a sick Teller mine right there. But no, that is not the case. And instead we're going to see, it is just the support weapon graveyard up here. And shocking, this bad boy's been chilling out for quite a bit of time. Not really concerned about a whole lot. Just kind of hanging out, doing his thing. Yeah, fun. Alright. Well, what is going on in the meantime? Sherman Firefly chilling up here to the north. And kind of wondering, are we going to see the Stormtroopers bolt on forward? They do have the Jaegers, and they do have the Sturmgewehrs. So I don't know if it's really the best option to have these guys go forward. They don't really have, you know, the anti-tank package. Which would be a lot more useful for them, but oh well. And no, they're going for a deep, deep dive into the Allied infantry, into Allied sectors, really. Are they going to try to cut things off? Except it would be really, really difficult here. There is still mines up here for this S-mine field, but instead it just seems that these Stormtroopers are going to try to pick up the strategic point. While the Soviets push in the south, you do see them moving down with that kind of, let's just say, an army group. T-34 backed up by combatants, troops galore, one penal battalion group, and a couple of guards. Well, yeah, another penal battalion group of individuals moves around to the south. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so once we see stuff like the Sturmtiger come on board, I'm going to be super stoked. Because there's just so many amazing, amazing chances to throw out rounds on this map. And I really, really hope we get to see that. So what we're going to see is we're going to see these Germans kind of chilling, hanging out here. The T-34s continue to dive deep, looking for things like the Stukas, or Stukas. I'm not entirely sure how to call that. So 17 kills and 1 kill. Okay, so they finally fired up to the north. They took out that Bofors. And it seems that the Allies are lining up their own attack on some of the German positions, and there's not a whole lot to really fight them off here. There's not enough anti-tank to deal with them. Support Armor Corps has been created, but there is nothing immediate here, and that's going to be a big problem. For Ketten and Pack 40, all that really exists, and these Stuka Sofit are going to get taken out in like 1 round apiece. Gunner's killed, there goes 1, and the 1-star vet one's going to go down here as well. 1, oh no, how did he miss that round? That thing is wide open. Is he going to scamper away? He's scampering. He's ducking and diving, folks. All that's left is this Shred Panzer headquarters wannabe, and he's probably going to go down. Stukas and Fus will buy it. Geez, the machine gun by itself could take it out, and nope, it goes down. So huge loss of fuel there. And really the question is, can the Germans pick up any kind of small victory on retreat? No, they can't even take out all these other troops. There's so many MG-42s scattered around the field. You kind of think to yourself, what wastefulness. All these fuel caches are going to get picked off in the meantime as well. And what is this bad boy? Da 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 da. It's a Panther. He's going to kill those T-34s. You got to do it soon too. 388 to 332. It has been a 41 cap in favor of those allies. And really the Germans have to get back to it, or else they're going to buy it, my friends. Hoo-wee. Rakettens and Pack 40s shifting forward. And this T-34 is probably going to get 86th. Which is kind of funny when you think about it, because there's a T-34, 85, so he's getting 86th. Yeah, but not a terribly good joke. Kind of a World War II pun. Panther moving up, though. He might be able to take on this T-34 to the north, 2-star veteran C, and oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that there's a big armored force coming out for the Allies. Already 2 T-34s called in for the Soviet player, whose name escapes me completely, and not Don Brasco, what am I looking at here? Skull Ash has got himself that Churchill and the Sherman Firefly with the Tulip rockets in the conservatory with the Tulip rockets. So a lot of stuff going on here. Cockatoo Apple's kind of going to get with it. He's not going to get to his Tiger Ace. What is going to happen, though, is he's going to take this T-34, it's just throwing rounds into the rear armor like crazy. But he's got to watch out from being too aggressive here. There is just that much armor that he could just get swamped. And immediately that's what's going to happen to this Stug, because he's not going to be able to get away in time. We have, oh my gosh, T-34s, the Shermans, the Cromwell, the Firefly. Really, the only thing that's got, oh my gosh, never mind, folks, could we see? It's going to be a huge armor scrum. And one goes down, another one goes down. This Panther goes in behind, folks. This could be the devastating losses that the Germans needed to do to get back into this game, really. 25-pounders are coming in. But there's just so much fire being thrown at, oh my gosh, the Firefly is going to go down. The Panther allows one T-34 to get away. The other one dives deeper and deeper. But guys, I don't think this Churchill's getting away either. Big swing here. And this might be not necessarily a top play, but kind of one of the more fun things you get to see here. You don't often see that very often. Oh no, never mind, the Panther might go down. T-34's getting in behind him. He's going to probably buy it here. And he sees the danger hanging out behind. And do the P-Guns get a round or two thrown into him? No, he goes down instead. So now what is happening here is the Germans are just trying to get as much pain and death and destruction. Takes out the Churchill, excuse me. And a T-34 is hammered, but I'm not sure he's going to get taken out here. Oh my gosh, never mind, there's more P-Grants coming up. So that big armored fist of the Allies gets thrown away in about 30 seconds of rough, massive losses here. But it seems the Soviet player is not too concerned about that. He is continuing to bring in more T-34s. He's going to have 4 T-34s, my friends. 4. Question is, what do the Axis have to fight these off? We got P-Grants with tons and tons of Shreks on Cockatoo Apple. Make's got a bunch of them as well. Another stroke coming in. Derek Evan can call in that Sturmtiger, and call it in, my friends. You must call it in right now, because the Allies are going to have 6 T-34 76s. And I don't care how terrible it is, and now with an ISU 152, it is just going to be all uphill from here. Now, this half-track in the meantime is ducking around. He's got 13 kills. He's up to 3 stars of veterancy. But doesn't mean that life is all hunky-dory for them. Hey, and there's a Tellermine that's been hit finally. That T-34 goes, makes that engine crit damage. And it would be interesting to see, can we get Germans up here to take this guy out? My guess is no. My guess is no. The 360 to 278, the Allies are severely diminished resources right now. Oh my gosh, trying to find it. There we go. Skull Ashtrays down to just 3 squads and an anti-tank gun. That's a 6-pounder? Yes, it is. That silhouette is always a little bit confusing. Soviet player down to just 2 squads of infantry. Only really one of those is a legit main line squad. And Cockatoo Apple has called back in another Panther. So coupled with all the AT and the Stugs that have now been called in, and I'm really depressed that Derek Evan has not... Oh no, never mind, it is here. The Sturmtiger is on the map. Woohoo! So we could see a big fight happening, and apparently I think the telephone pole is now a dreidel. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. So the ISU 152 is going to be hammering that half-track, and the half-track's got to book it now, or it's going to die. It might die anyway. No, he throws out smoke. Is he going to get away, though, is the question. And if you are German, you must get your troops down to the south. Oh my gosh. So, yep, T-34s are here, and they're going to start throwing Shreks into the side, excuse me, throwing rounds into the side of that Panther. But these Shreks are also here, and we're probably, okay, half-track goes down, but one T-34 is already down. Panther is down to less than half health. Could he go down? The marked vehicle has been used, throwing rounds into the ISU, and it's not going to do a whole lot. Oh my gosh. Shrek squad's going to get savaged by grenades. One goes down already. Big losses now for the Germans, where the Allies had suffered a couple minutes ago. Now it's the Germans instead. And in the north, you're going to see another big armored fight happening here. The charge of the Soviet player's armored corps. And the Sturmtiger is up and about. And this could be a perfect time for him to actually throw himself into the fray and to be a hero. But instead, looks like the Stokes, one Stokes going to go down. Can his brethren get revenge? Yes, he takes out one T-34. This is a perfect time. Here's our Sturmtiger. Throw a round into them. You can destroy them all. I've seen it happen. And instead, an MG-42 goes down instead. So we're going to see the Sturmtiger just kind of chill, falling back. The Stug getting hammered. Not too much he can do at the moment. And the Panther made it away, but he's just barely alive. And these Stugs are just going to go down here, unfortunately. Not even going to be able to take both of his opponents out. He has failed in his mission. Oh, whoa, never mind. How the heck are they not... How is that? How is he not dead? Wow. Hero. Hashtag hero. Stormtiger in the meantime is still being a coward, which is really bothering me. And what the heck? Soviet player just apparently didn't really micro his tanks appropriately, falling back on top of his own allies' anti-tank gun. But he's going to pay the price. Panzerfaust galore coming out, hammering into the back of this T-34. And these P-guns are shifting up, trying to take this bad boy out. Yep, they are down 4-1 in caps, but I do believe they will be able to take out... Oh no, ISU's up here. Will they be able to take out these guys after all? I don't know. The ISU 152 is a brutal monster. It is just an infantry killing machine. But with the Stug coming forward, he might be able to do enough damage to be that gadfly and to annoy it to death. Germans not having the ability to sneak through and take him out, but it could be the hero Stug. This Stug has been a god already. Out of control, never mind, he is down. The champ is down. And the Allies don't have a whole lot of armored vehicles left. They have themselves another Firefly and a couple of T-34s limping back to base. But now there's the Tiger A, so Cockatoo Apple, without, for such a long time, not having the commander points to really be competitive, now has everything he needs and more. That Tiger Ace has that T-34 in the rear with a Panther attending him. That is just going to be a very tough fight. And he goes down already. The Tiger Ace really should continue charging forwards and start pinging off as many Allied vehicles as possible. And indeed, what had been a 4-1 cap is going to go become a 3-2 in favor of the Germans any minute now. The players of the match. Hero Stug, this guy was a god. And this guy was pretty good too. I mean, geez, I was surprised to see that these things are actually hanging in with the big boys. Especially with all of this AT, all of these armored vehicles. The T-34-76s are not gods. Believe me, I've seen it long enough and enough times to know But throw them on the line at your enemy's line in great enough numbers, and you will savage anything in front of you. I promise you that. And Guards infantry in the meantime trying to annoy the Panther to death, but it's not going to go very well. And indeed, Soviet armor seems afraid. It seems shocked by the devastation being levied in this direction. Recon flight comes out. Marked vehicle. Is that marked vehicle as well? What are they marking? Oh, he's marking. Oh, he's marking the Tiger. It's kind of a waste there. But finally the T-34s are slowly shifting in, and that was kind of a cool sight. You don't get to see that very often. You don't get to see that very often. You usually see the planes just kind of go down somewhere off screen. But now, okay, so we have a Sturmtiger out, we have a Jagdpanzer out, and as the Germans are starting to mass their armor, and when the Germans mass their armor, you do not want to be around. In the north, Mache is just throwing back with the last vestiges, it seems, of Allied infantry support. And indeed, I see this might be the last stand of the Allied armor as well. Sturmtiger charging forwards, and here could be the round that launched 1,000 deaths. Please, throw the round in the middle of them. I want to see this happen. Round comes out, forcing the Allied armor to bolt in every direction. They separate, they scatter. And the Stogs are already hammering them, taking them out. 2 T-34s already buying it. The Allied anti-tank gun is destroyed. Tiger Ace and his brethren take out... Oh my gosh, they take out the Sherman Firefly in the south, and the Allies say, screw it, guys. It is over. We got nothing that can stand against this. So in a 31-minute and 42-second match, yowza. Sturmtiger was not the massive killer that I always hope it's going to be, but dear God, that round forced everyone to bolt and made everything else easy, easy prey. It's so great to see, honestly, when team coordination goes right. Nevertheless, well done to the Axis players. It's nice to see that OKW is not always on the losing side. And very, very well fought to the Allies. For a bit of time, they had done very, very well. But, you know, credit where credit is due, and, yeah. Guys, if you like me casting this 3v3, you want to see more, like, you know, bigger team battles, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, click on that subscribe button. I post 5 or 6 days a week, depending on how many submissions I get from you guys, and I love doing it. But that's going to be it for me today. It is going to be Con Ulrich signing out for right now, folks. You all have a great day. Take it easy.